Okay, so this is the Eduvision, the Pro, the system that is designed to cater for the caregivers, for the home-based learning, to equip the parents and the caregivers with an AI tool that is capable of enabling them support their children while they are at home to excel in mathematics, to understand more of the mathematics concept. So this is the system, this is the project that is called Eduvision, designed by a group of team members as they are there. So when we look at the problem, of course, as we know that AI is the future, we know that technology is the future, but the basis of technology is problem solving and logic. And of course, we know that we get to know to get those techniques from the mathematics, and mathematics is understood in steps. You cannot understand the complex steps before understanding the prior ones. So you have to understand one step, then it guides on understanding the other, and so on. So we find out that majority of people hate mathematics in the early stages, right away from the primary. So they enter the secondary, they enter the higher levels, but they have a bias on mathematics, so they cannot understand it properly. But the problem started right away in their early studies. So that is why we decided to develop this application, this system, such that it can equip the caretakers with with the basic support to their students in understanding mathematics, basically from primary 1 up to primary 7. So this is the solution for that. Of course, some of the generic tool that we have, they are not are actually aligned with the NCD, with the Uganda curriculum. So that is why we decided to come up with this solution, the Eduvision, our core teaching tool, and it is aligned, it is in line with the national curriculum. As I said earlier, it is covering from right away from primary 1 up to primary 7, but specifically mathematics. We want to build more programmers, more problem solvers. Yeah, and of course, it is uh, the main technology that we used is the cargo, the PyTorch, as you can see here. So basically, we use the cargo for training the models, to supply to give us the notebooks where I can train the models from. We have the PyTorch used. Those are libraries that we used when we are programming. Have the Hugging Face, that is where we deployed our model. The Eduvision, we have the Captam, just used for the explainability, to show how which tokens are influencing the output of the system, and so on. So Gradio is just integrated with the Hugging Face so that we can get that interface. So we use the Gradio to deploy our system on the Hugging Face. So the models we use, of course, we trained the three models, that is Gamma, the Llama, and the Falcon B. But actually, we deployed the Falcon B because it gave the best results among all the three. So this is the architecture. Of course, it started from data collection. Data collection, we had to collect data basically because we didn't have already collected data that we can build on. As I'm telling you that this is specifically for the Uganda setting aligned with the curriculum of the NCDC. So we had to collect our data, then we process it using the cargo. Then after that, we trained, of course, the graphs, then the models are fine tuning. And as I mentioned earlier, fine tuned the three models, and we took one of them and we had to deploy it on the Hugging Face, and that was the Falcon. So the business model, yeah, of course, we plan to get to deploy this. It is going to be accessed in various ways. Of course, we are going to have a free tier such that the consumers can consume our model, of course, freely. They can come, they access what they want, the lesson plans, the exercises, of course, free of charge. Then you have the premium stuff. So for the premium, we want to add some advanced features such as the personalization and tracking, and those will be accessed by users, of course, at a cost. They pay for them, of course, as a way of keeping the Eduvision running, such that we can scale it, we can cover for the incurred costs, and we can also scale for the continuity of Eduvision in the process. So in simple terms, we are going to have a free mode, a free version, such that people can access some of the basic concepts, some of the basic utilities given by the Eduvision, and when they want the advanced ones, of course, they have to pay for them. The target customers, of course, the household, the primary schools, and the NGOs. Of course, households, because they want to it to be basically home-based to help the caretakers, caregivers to deliver the mathematics concepts to their children. Primary schools, of course, we are looking forward to integrate and to collaborate with the primary schools, as in for scaling, and of course to give us some feedback of how best we can improve it, and how best it is influencing the outcome, the studies of their learners. Yeah. So the premium, as I said earlier, so it is going to have some of these features, as you can see here. We want a personalized lesson plans, then the adaptive assessment, we have the learners analytics. So those we look forward to put them in the paid for premium, in the paid for version, such that they are accessed but at a cost. So basically, that is the business model of our division. So the future plans, of course, we are aiming to improve this system further and further, so that we make it one of the leading systems in Uganda. Of course, as I have told you, it is having very unique features. So it is using basically Uganda curriculum. It is not generic. So the exercises, the work, all of what you are going to be getting, the teaching, the lesson plan, and so on, it is basically Uganda based. It is not as generic as all the other systems that we currently have. And of course, it is access, as I said, we have the free version, and of course, even the premium, it is accessed at affordable costs. We want it to be accessible in by each and every person, such that a majority can benefit from this system. And of course, we are aiming those people deep in the villages, such that of course we lose a lot of mathematicians, a lot of problem solvers, but because of the failure to understand the best key concepts of mathematics. So we look forward to make partnerships, to get fundings, and to validate with the various institutions, such as the primary schools, among others. So basically, this is the demo, as I told you.
My name is Tabitha Angel, and I'm going to take you through
The
the
system
product
is already
demonstration.
deployed
So this
on
is
the
Eduvision. It's a
Hugging
core
Face.
teacher for home-based
So
mathematics
this
education,
is just
specifically for
briefly a
primary
simple
students with learning
demo.
disabilities.
As you can see, you
So
can
after the
feed in
user
the
accesses the
prompts and
site,
you get
the first
the
thing that we're going to do
output.
is type
Yeah,
a
so
prompt in
basically
this
that is Eduvision. Thank you.